like I have no release. So do I. How many times have I felt disease? Wanna see the light? Nothing in my life is free, it's free. Sometimes I cannot take this place. Sometimes it's my life I can't taste. Sometimes I cannot feel my face. You'll never see me fall from grace. Something takes a part of me. You and I were meant to be. A cheap bag for me to lay. Something takes a part of me. Boom da da dum da ima da boom da da dum dum ima da boom da da dum dum da ima da boom da da dum dum da ima boom da da dum dum da ima da boom da da dum dum da ima da boom da da dum dum da ima da boom da da dum dum da. So fight something on the mega ooh. Fight some things they fight. So something on the mega ooh. Fight some things they fight. Fight something on the here ooh. No, some things they fight. Fight something on the mega ooh. Fight some things they fight. Something takes a part of me. You and I were meant to be. A cheap bag for me to lay. Something takes a part of me. 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 Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. It was many, many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabelle Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabelle Lee. With the love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabelle Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulcher in this kingdom by the sea. The angels not half so happy in heaven when it envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabelle Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee, and the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And so all the night time I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulcher there by the sea. in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Suits, but the news that I'm wanted by the bank. They say the rent is due, Caesar's onto you, so you better remember your place. Then they outsourced my job and gave a raise to my boss. Bailed out the banks that billed me for the loss. They say we must submit and be one with the machines, cause the kingdom of fear needs compliance to succeed. So wanna warn the kids for fun, it's all a rage. Play born again, American resistance is the game. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Happy little slaves for minimum wage.
The revolution will be monetized and streamed live by a renegade Wi-Fi.
The clinics that are sick, toxic and impure, but there isn't any cure for the poor uninsured. So we live our digital lives on multiple screens, and we forget that the blood of the workers grease the machines. And the psalm of the fiends love discriminates, while the fat cats feed the rats their dose of daily cake. So waterboard the kids for fun, it's all the rage. And play born again, American resistance is the game. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Happy little slaves for minimum wage. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Haters, betrayers, liars, and thieves.
She sold her soul for designer clothes, for the perfect lips and the perfect nose. The winner in the end always owns the most. Reality TV told us so. Money changer, greedy banker, this is the people's house. My minister has a sinister plan to save my soul with a credit card scam. Exploitation is contagious for the selfish and self-inflated. Start a war, use the poor, watch a profit soar and soar.
Combination of wolves, ruled by sheep, owned by swine, overfed and put to sleep. And while the media elite decrees what to think, I am wide awake, on the edge and on the brink. So when Atlas shrugs and the fountainhead bleeds, and when Wall Street apostles preach a gospel of greed, I'll renounce the fame of this gluttonous age and be a born-again American resistance is to blame. Smash the control machine. Work, buy, consume, die. Smash the control machine. Haters, betrayers, liars, and thieves. Smash the control machine. A nation of wolves ruled by sheep. Exploitation is contagious. Exploitation is contagious. Exploitation is contagious. Exploitation.
Until this time, remain mercifully. Yes and no. Would you be like the storm of it? Yes, yes. Now would you? I'm sure of it.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange? Or decay.
This is Console Wars, the card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the console wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars, the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now. This is Xbox Era. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Headlines, Xbox Era's twice weekly show that covers all of the latest and greatest from across the video game industry. Today's date is December 4th, 2025. I'm your host, John, and joining me as always is reviews editor Jesse Norris.
Oh, why hello. How are you?
Mate? I'm good. Less crosstalk today. The internet connection gods are feeling benevolent.
For now. And
for
thankfully,
now.
the crosstalk was like 2 minutes, and then it was all right.
It was very annoying, though. But hey, never mind that, because as a bonus for our wonderful Patreon community, we make audio versions of these episodes available to them to listen to in Patreon via their preferred podcast app. But if you're on Spotify, you can link your account to Patreon and listen to it there instead, which is quite handy. If you would like to be another one of those absolutely awesome people that make this job possible and this outlet survive, head to patreon.com/Xbox Era.
And we must, of course, call out our new grand benefactor. One Jay Foley becomes our fourth grand benefactor. Thank you very much.
Yeah, along with Assassin, Kevin S.
I'll throw this up for a split second right here. So the Streamlab tips, the best way, not super chats or anything like that, but the Streamlabs one, we get to keep 100% of what you donate, or not donate, we're not a non-profit, what you tip. I'm used to donating because of Extra Life Charity. But if you donate these amounts, you get a custom look and sound. Just to let you know, the link's in the chat if you so choose.
And the list of those tips is in the description below.
It's always in the description. I can't leave it up here. It would be,
it'd
be very annoying if it was up here. Yeah.
Get out the way.
Plenty to talk about this week, or this episode, I should say, because Tuesday I was sitting there thinking, last week of December, Game Awards isn't till next week. There's not going to be a lot that happens in this crazy industry, and the industry went, fuck you, buddy. Here's some news. But before we get into any of that, a little bit of self-congratulatory enjoyment for us, because I wanted to talk about, first of all, we had a couple of reviews go out. We've got several things. You did one, right, for a little bespoke indie horror game from Blumhouse.
Yep.
Called Sleep Awake. What's that all about?
Sleep Awake from the creative director of Spec Ops: The Line, which should immediately
Get your attention.
Okay. Forget Sleep Awake. John, read the email that we just got. Oh, wait, it's just to me. Replaced.
Check that it's not embargoed.
It says for immediate release.
Oh, shit.
Replaced to release on March 12th, 2026. I will forward this to you.
12th.
You get the writing, and I'll talk about Sleep Awake.
It's all right. It's all right. Boom. Oh, glorious.
There you go. So
Glorious.
Replaced coming March 12th on PC
Breaking
and Xbox. Skipping PlayStation. It's almost like they're a small dev and they have a deal with someone they know and they're just getting it out for this, and then it'll probably come to everything eventually, you'd have to think. It's kind of the way it works. It also, I do have it in the news, but Microsoft not getting out of hardware. Who knew? But yeah, people like their narratives. But hey, Replaced finally gets a date out of nowhere, just at 10 a.m. on a Thursday in December. It is coming day one to Game Pass, everything, Ultimate on all the platforms and whatnots on March 12th, 2026.
So I am reviewing that one. I'm just saying I am going to grab that and I'm going to devour it whole because the 45 minutes to an hour that I have played, I'm
very good. Yeah.
Oh, it's when a game just gets you and you're just gone. You've had it, right? I think you're going through it a little bit right now with a certain thing. I've had it with Blueprints. Sometimes they just get you and they suck the life out of you until you're done. But yeah, I am delighted to hear that. Such a cool
to be on the review code
thing.
list, so you don't have to worry about that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So Replaced is coming out. That's great news. Sleep Awake, you reviewed, is a little indie horror title where you're forced to stay awake all the time.
I got to get the actual review video. I was loading it up, and then I got sidetracked by my emails. Why is this running so bad? Oh, there it goes. Weird. Computer's been weird today. But Sleep Awake. Oh, yeah, it's doing the thing. That's right. I redid my my drivers, so now it doesn't want to remember what I had chosen for anything. Okay, there we go. I had to relog into every website, and now I'm going to have to go into every OBS scene and reset all my display captures. I don't know why it does that every time. But Sleep Awake is a horror game. I beat it in 4.5, 5 hours or so. It's $30. It is this weird-ass world where if you go to sleep, chances are you are going to be taken by the Hush. It's not Control, but still the Hush. You end up just being this weird void of pain and misery left behind, like this little hole in reality that you can sing at, and then you replay their last few seconds. It's really weird. They do say music by this guy from Nine Inch Nails, but he's the touring guitarist on Nine Inch Nails. He's not like Trent Reznor or was it Johnny Greenwood? I forget the other guy. He's a touring musician, but he's also co-creative lead, and the music's really good. So it is a good thing. You're in this weird world. Everything's gone to shit. The last remnants of humanity are in this one city called The Crawl, which is this super tall, dense place where this group of shitheads are going around beating everyone up, calling them heretics, trying to figure. Everyone's just kind of losing their shit because no one can sleep. So you start the game by making this concoction which keeps you awake, but it does it in a weird way where it's like you're awake but you don't know what the hell's happening. So every time you take it, you then just wake up in some random place, or you come back to reality in some random place. This is what it looks like when you get taken in your sleep. You're playing a teenage girl named Katya who's lost her dad, lost her brother, like no family around, trying to help keep an old friend alive, and a bunch of weird shit keeps happening. And it's really weird. It's occasionally very scary. Like I'm being chased by a giant dream combine harvester as arms are sprouting from the ground trying to grab me. It looks really nice. It ran really well on PC. I have absolutely no idea how it's going to run on console, but it was really well done. Very good voice acting. The only thing that took me out is you've got indie level character models, because Unreal Engine 5, I think, just does stunning like vistas and backgrounds pretty, like, quote unquote easily, but the character models and animations still belie your budget most of the time. And this game, being Blumhouse, jumps into a lot of live action in its cutscenes, but they're very trippy, like weird. But then you're jumping between very video game looking character models to live action back and forth, and that could be a little jarring at times. That's about the only negative I had. Other than that, it was a really cool story.
Neat.
And it was very fun. There's no combat or anything. It is just puzzles, walking, and being chased occasionally. The chase sequences weren't hard, and they weren't something you had to do while doing puzzles, which is what kind of killed your team. Right here is if you die, when you come back, this like liminal space is around you, and then you come in and reality rebuilds, and then you walk through this door, and it takes you right to the door closest to where you died, and it looks really cool.
That is nifty. Speaking of being moderately terrified, I finally got around to watching Weapons last night. Quite it's a cracking movie. Mm-hmm. Some seriously cool stuff in that. Really, really liked it. Anyway, that's not a video game. Elsewhere on the website, if you're a browser of xboxera.com, Chengus has put out a review for Octopath Traveler 0, which I had the pleasure to narrate and edit a video together. Again, not my jam, but Chengus liked it, but not a huge, like he wasn't gushing about it. He had a fair amount of criticism, which I think a lot of folks did. And yeah, that's available to watch now. He also did a review for Dogwitch, I think, which is again readable on the site. So feel free to go check that out. And if you're into your hardware, Jesse and I have got a few things for you this week with my review of the Razer Black Shark V3 Pro, which is one of the best headsets I've ever used. This one is compatible technically with everything. It's an Xbox certified one, so the dongle that you have switches to Xbox, but it works with dual audio, so it supports Bluetooth, so you can have your phone linked to it at the same time. You can plug it straight in via 3.5mm jack to PC, or using the dongle again, or you can Bluetooth it to your PlayStation or whatever. So pretty versatile, microphone detaches. Really, really like this headset. It is cool. But you reviewed a couple of pads as well, right?
Well, I did the one. I did this, the Competitor from Hyperkin. They also have like the tuxedo white and black.
Like someone's
variant.
got my Xbox covered in PlayStation.
Yeah, it's pretty much, if you like symmetrical sticks because you're a weirdo and you want a solid wired-only controller that has a couple of back buttons and looks like a DualSense, but obviously doesn't have haptics, doesn't have trigger stops. It is just... But the triggers are the more clicky PlayStation style, and the bumpers are the more pushy PlayStation style. Well, there you go. It's nice. Solid, nicely made, dense enough to hit someone and knock them out if they're trying to attack you. And the fine folks over at PlayStack sent me their 2026 Ben Star starring Balatro calendar. You got all the different Jokers of Ben Star.
That's very, very cool. I love it.
Yeah.
He's got a good sense of humour to do that. Weirdly, we sat across from him at Summer Games Fest while he was just chilling out and having some lunch. And I'm always like, there's just a person, leave them alone. Mm-hmm. But there was a little bit of just like, hey, Ben. But we didn't. We just left him to it.
Your fellow short king.
Chill out. Yeah. Lots of people I find out are short kings.
A lot of people in Hollywood are. Abu Bakr was one of the exceptions.
He's a tall boy.
Yeah, he's like 6'6'1". Like a lot of Hollywood is very short.
But the best piece of news out of all of this, outside of the reviews and the hardware stuff, because you know that's what we're here for. We love to bring this stuff to you guys. Self-congratulatory, we had our Spotify Wrapped for our creator side go up. Everyone's doing Spotify Wrap. My band of the year this year was Radiohead. Maybe I was feeling sad.
I don't use Spotify. They're a garbage company.
Don't care. They give me all the music I want. But we had our stats back for the Xbox Era podcast, and there's some really, really cool stuff in there that made me very happy to read. Again, for the second year in a row, we are in the top 5% of video podcasts for the Xbox Era podcast, which I think is a hell of an incredible number. Our most popular episode, unsurprisingly, was episode 250 with Mr. Phil Spencer, Microsoft's gaming CEO, who came along to celebrate the occasion. And what else? Oh, we've gone up. We are now listened to in over 60 countries worldwide. Our fans have an interesting taste in music. The top 5 artists listened to by our audience were Drake, Eminem, Taylor Swift, Kendrick Lamar, and Linkin Park.
A lot of basic.
A lot of teenage angst going on out there. And
bad taste.
Outside of that, there are other shows that they like to listen to. Their top 5 other podcasts outside of our own were our good friend Jez and Rand over at the Xbox 2, Kind of Funny Games Daily, Kind of Funny Gamescast, Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast, and the Joe Rogan Experience. Final stat burst now before we get into the news. And according to Spotify, fans listened to the Xbox Era podcast for longer than 98% of other shows. We received 98% more comments than other shows. And according to Spotify, Xbox Era's podcast growth outpaced 81% of other shows on Spotify. I think all of those are fucking awesome numbers. And we couldn't do it without you guys.
Now we need to turn that into sponsorships, please. If anyone knows anyone.
Yeah. I think it's super cool. But I like that on Spotify we can give people the option to listen to just an audio version or have a video, and it's up to them. But that's the thing, JT Great. You don't have to listen. You can watch. We're a video podcast on Spotify, the whole thing, same as it is on YouTube, just you can't react to it. But we don't care where you listen to. Over the course of the year, including YouTube and some other podcast services and Spotify, the entire show was listened to over 250,000 times, which, again, super awesome. Hooray! Thanks, everybody, for making that possible. Let's dig into the games and the news of the week. And we're going to start things off with a brand new reveal from the China Hero project.
Thanks
What's going on
to
here, Jesse?
11 hours ago, IGN, out of nowhere, just posted something about the God Slayer. No one else had ever heard of it except for all of us who had emails with an embargo of an hour and 15 minutes ago, which was not 11 hours ago. But what can you say? This China Hero project, which is when Sony works with Chinese companies to give them assistance on getting their games made, especially for PlayStation. This is from the My Time at Sandrock or My Time at Portilla
Quite
devs.
a departure.
Yeah, Pethia Games. Real different tonally. A big old open worldy action game with focus on men versus gods. Only 2 years in dev so far, yet looks very good for it. I would probably call this a 2027 game if I had to guess. But they did have it was a 9-minute long video with about 6.5 minutes or so of pretty controlled looking, but very cool gameplay. Some of the initial things I saw, it kind of felt a little like Avatar, air and earthbendy type of magic that you're doing with things in the environment that are lit up, and then you can choose to fling a rock into a guy. It looks really cool. I've been a fan of some of the games coming out of the region. When you go between China and South Korea and Japan, which they always call Southeast Asia, but it really isn't. It's East and Northeast Asia, but a lot of times people just call it SEA for some reason. But yeah, no, this looks really cool. There's a whole story up
really
on the
does.
website covering it, and I am looking forward to whenever the heck it comes out, because it seems
this
pretty
looks
neat.
smart as hell.
Went down to 1080p because it was saying encoding overload, which is really weird. But
It's
looks
probably
like
a high
shit.
bitrate video, maybe.
No, YouTube should be fine. It's just playing YouTube. My computer's been weird all day. I don't know. But yeah, this looks really
Thank God
neat.
it looks good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm seeing more of now? And maybe I'm maybe I'm out on a island on my own here, but I have noticed, I think, a departure. And maybe it's because, frankly, and this isn't a dig, Sony haven't released much directly from themselves in this vein lately. But there's a bit of a departure from these massively scripted cinematic AAA linear things into more gameplay driven cinematic story games,
Jesus.
right? Where you actually feel like actually there's a good meat and potatoes of a full game here. And this, like, again, like bringing all these physics interactions in and doing cool stuff. This is the kind of stuff that we should be like gunning for across the board here. Like, this makes me excited to see this kind of imagination from new teams and new studios. I'm like hyped as hell. This looks genuinely great.
It's
like,
such a huge departure from their other games.
yeah. Wow. Oh, I love video games. We're so lucky to be
Oh,
in
this
this
guy
day
about
and
to get
age.
beheaded. Oh, his head's
It
been
looks
grabbed.
really
Uh-oh.
freaking good.
What the fuck? That is some insane... Oh, he's just sucking his soul out. Jesus. All right.
Cool.
But there's a full video.
Cool.
Yeah, there's lots of videos up, and this looks super neat. I am excited.
God, that guy's got a bit of a bad hair day going on.
I know.
Anyways, yeah, congrats to that team for the announce. It looks very, very cool. Can't wait to see more. Next up
In not good news.
not good. This is
In
not
fact,
good news.
horrible news.
Yeah, Micron, developers of RAM chips and SSDs, have announced an exit from the consumer memory market amid global supply shortages. So, yeah.
And
there's a
Samsung came
lot
out and said
to
we're years
unpack here.
away from being able to catch up, if we ever can. Like, if you don't own... If you can, go buy some SSDs right now, because their prices are going to start to fly up. And RAM is already out of reach for most people. Like, I was really hoping if the site did well, I'd be able to upgrade from my pretty old CPU now. But that requires new motherboard, new RAM. At which case now, instead of being like an $800 upgrade, it might end up being like a $1,400 upgrade, conservatively. Like, it's insane how bad RAM prices are getting. And now SSDs are probably going to get bad too.
This is going to have a huge knock-on effect, not only from a console market perspective in terms of what those next generation machines are going to be looking like, but to the general market of video games. Because whereas building a new PC, you could spend $4 or $5 grand, but you could spend less and have something fairly capable. The RAM prices now are insane, and if this shortage continues, like, I'm very lucky that I whacked 64 gig of really decent, I think DDR6, I want to say, in this PC. I can't genuinely remember, but it's
That's probably
fast
fine.
as fuck. And, you know, this is kitted out, and I haven't felt the need. I haven't seen my 4090 struggle. in any
You will be
particular
fine
way.
with your setup for like 5 years, no problem, especially on the GPU side.
Especially now, as we've seen NVIDIA pull back from consumer GPUs, this huge AI push, it's all going to have these massive knock-on effects. And it's bad if you had a big focus on seeing 8K graphics become a reality, or you always want to see every video game run at 240 FPS and all of this sort of jazz. But what it might do is pump the brakes on that technological race and make designers and developers and game people make things a little bit more optimized, a little bit more constrained to be able to run on as many devices as possible. Not good if you're really into everything looking like it's like this mirror shine, but great for more people being able to play, for older devices being supported for longer, and for perhaps cleverer ideas. I'm curious how it's all going to play out, but it's not a good thing overall. If you're looking to build a new PC next year, shit.
Well,
You know,
people are going to
like,
have to
fuck.
be okay with games looking like Metroid Prime 4, which is gorgeous in its art design, but if you actually look at the models and the texture work, it's really bad in the environment because it's a Switch 2. It's not that big an install. They don't push 4K res. They've got little like 720p or lower environments all over the place, but no one cares because they're having fun with the game, and overall it looks really nice. And if people can get used to that, Like, it would be a lot better, but everyone got into this technological arms race and pushing Lumen everything with Unreal Engine 5, which just requires more and more power. And when you see good Unreal Engine 5 games, they're not using all of those tools.
Yeah. But yeah, this is
performing.
This is not good news overall. Pretty much like Bash Video Editor in the chat, do handhelds use this kind of RAM too? I'm not sure. On the
Everything uses
side.
this kind of RAM. Everything. And it doesn't matter if it uses it. They're not making it as much because they're then focusing entirely on the AI, like HBMC. I forget what there's a specific type. It might be HBM that AI uses. And they're just making that. And so they don't make the DDR5 and DDR6 that our products use as much. And so everything just gets backlogged. And the prices go up because they can.
It's rubbish.
Yeah, it's real bad. And everyone's like, I need this bubble to pop. And it's like, half the things you like may just be gone if the bubble pops as well. So while the bubble popping seems like a good thing, it isn't going to mean things then go good. It just means things finally go as bad as they should be. Like, the entire world's economy right now is being held up by the AI bubble, which is why if it pops, you will see governments step in to save it because their entire economies are tied to it.
It's bad times.
Yep.
Never mind, folks. We you can still love video games. Just know that the market in which they are made is soul destroying for a lot of people that live in it and work in it. I guess there's no shortage of stuff for us to talk about and cover. So maybe I'll take that boon. Anyways, next up in video game news.
I got a message. Somebody noticed that we covered Sonic coming to the Switch too. And I'm like, look, you see how many views it has? It's at 2,000. That's why we did it. And they're like, yeah, I get it. It didn't go to social. So we're going to, and we have for a while covered almost anything just because the website is the only thing keeping us going money-wise. Like the patron's amazing, but it's not enough for one person to live off of, let alone 2 or 3. So we will cover stuff, and if you see it on the website, it's just being covered as a news story, but it won't go out on socials and get notifications and all that type of stuff, because obviously our main focus is still having Xbox in the name, and people yell at us if we do anything that isn't 1,000,000% Xbox related.
Yeah. Chill out, people. It's okay. It's just video games.
It's just news. Aggregation.
Sorry, I'm just going to... I don't know if Kat's watching right now, but don't cry, okay? Just send her a message. Inside joke, don't worry. Anyways, next up in news, as much as the RAM shortage looks to continue and be horrific, Xbox apparently are making more consoles for the dead market that they're in. What? Explain this to me.
It's not just consoles. Everyone immediately started porting up to 4.8 million Xboxes. It's like, no, it's... so Foxconn is moving... It put in government contracts for making up to 4.8 million devices and parts related to Xbox in Vietnam, which I then see a ton of people trying to say, I thought they're good, not hardware complete. And he's like, no. Again, for the millionth time, if you go and look the last 2 quarters before they bought Activision, they were the leading console seller globally. And they were crowing about it. It was Satya is talking about it in the friggin' earnings calls. And then they bought Activision, which immediately gave them all the growth they were looking for their metrics. They were focused on growth, which is when you really push consoles. They got that growth overnight by buying it and immediately swapped to margins, which hardware is very bad for. Like, even Sony still loses money on their actual hardware. They make money over... They a couple years ago, they said, oh, we finally broke even on everyone who buys it buys enough software alongside it to be a positive. But the hardware was a negative. They shifted to margins, which we always see that 30% number, but people ignore that Jason Schreier did say not every game has a 30% target. Call of Duty probably has like a 50% target because it hits that every year. So they shifted from growth to margins, and they stopped making and shipping hardware that often. It's not that they couldn't sell it. They just weren't looking to sell it. And no one wanted to believe that. And so they're always like, well, who's going to buy it? Was the first thing I saw. And I'm like, I mean, they've never had a hard time selling them. They had a really hard time making them, and then they just stopped trying to.
It's an odd one. I mean, it's good that they're partnering with
they
a
don't
new
care
company to
about
make more consoles.
It's weird because they don't care about the optics like Sony does. Sony's really good at focusing on the optics of any situation and always making it look like they're focused on their customers and consoles and growth, and they love it. Even though if you actually listen to their earnings call, they're very open and honest about the fact that they too have shifted to getting more money out of the people already there because they're not growing. They're trying to keep what they have and get you to spend more money. But Microsoft is very bad at optics.
I mean, I would say, yeah, Microsoft, it's not that they don't care. They're just, I would say it's one of their weakest things is getting these different departments to communicate and work together and speak in one voice. Frankly, they're just not very good at that, in my opinion. And I think they also perhaps acknowledge the reality that they operate in an industry that, as a company, they know Microsoft, the company, is not liked. I don't like Microsoft, the company.
Nobody
I like my
should.
Xbox, and I like my Xbox team that we work with, but
Yeah, I like
Microsoft,
devs.
yeah, right. So, but there is a they are the villain because they are a multi-million, trillion-dollar business. They
They're
are
behind a
villain,
genocide.
right? So there is an element of it doesn't matter what the optics are, and I think that maybe they've adopted that kind of mentality. There is times when I wish the Xbox team specifically would push back on some bullshit.
We're going to co-stream the PC gaming showcase, and PC Gamer's horrible to them. But they're
Right,
owned by
but
Future, and
it's-
Future's huge, and so they just are like, oh, this is probably worth it.
It's sponsored by Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Will they mention PC Game Pass at all? Probably not. It's kind of silly, but it is what it is. But it's cool that, okay, they have plans to make more hardware. We know that new hardware is coming. We don't know what the effects of the RAM shortage
Yeah.
are going to be on the price of that new hardware, which Sarah Bond is on record as already saying is a premium,
They said the
high-end
same
device.
about the Series X. The
may well
exact
have.
same wording.
Back then it was, and back in 2020 it was a
now
premium.
it costs it even
high-end.
more.
And now it's even more premium, right? Like this is just, it's interesting to see how it's all going to play out. But I would argue that right now in this generation, in this moment in time, they know they've lost. They've got their plans for whatever the next phase of Xbox is going to be. You see some of those plans being kind of filtering out with Play Anywhere and different devices being able to play these different things. But they know that there's no point, that there's no winning now. So they've got to knuckle down and just build everything for whatever they're going to do next.
I don't think
and
they
then
had
push
any
again.
interest in winning.
All businesses want to win.
No,
It's when
but
they
they
lose
want-
that they'll
they
tell you
want-
they don't have any interest in winning.
Not
Do you know what I mean?
winning the more boxes sold war, because they're making more money than they ever have. And I think that's what the money people care about. They're like, why are you guys so concerned? Because it was a very particular industry and peculiar in the way that it focused on proprietary hardware in a way pretty much only cell phones do. And even there, it's way more open and spread out with having 55 different people making them at some point. Like console hardware is an odd one where loss leading still really is the thing for so long, and that finally has stopped. Nobody's really doing it anymore. Sony pushed it a bit during Black Friday, but even it's very different than it was, and it felt. And if you listen, going back and listening to Shill Spender, as people like to call him, talking all the time about, this has always seemingly been the plan. It just got really accelerated when they bought Activision, which he did say, and people took that to mean, oh, they're going to be bigger and more focused on winning than ever. And it's like, no, that Activision makes their money everywhere. They're going to be bigger and more open to being everywhere way faster, because it's just not the smartest business. The exclusivity thing was really tied to hardware being so different. And now that hardware is the same, for the most part, 99% of people, you could hand them a PlayStation 5 with an Xbox controller or an Xbox with a PlayStation controller, and they would have no goddamn idea which version is which. if you're mixing it up, like just based on looking at it and how they play. If they had the right button icons, like everything just looks and runs almost the exact same. And then you got to pause it, or you got to run your little graphs to see that one drops 3 frames per second more, or is a couple 100p less, which no one can tell. Like it's all just list warning bullshit. And you're muted, so I'm not cross-talking.
That's fine. It's all very silly. Anyways, breaking news, best news ever. Banjo-Kazooie fans rejoice. There's a brand new Banjo-Kazooie game for you all to go and play. And in a hilarious piece of verbal clickbait, there is a catch. It's only available on PlayStation 4 and 5 because it's actually been made with Dreams, Media Molecule's creation platform that originally came out on PlayStation 4. And this particular new Banjo-Kazooie game, called Banjo-Kazooie Mumbo Mania, was made entirely in Dreams by a level designer from Moon Studios, who obviously are best known for Ori and the Will of the Wisps and Ori and the Blind Forest, and currently are working on No Rest for the Wicked. This was something he made in his spare time, and I think it's only like 35 minutes to complete, but it looks so clever and smart, and I can't believe it was made in Dreams, which is phenomenal. As someone who loves kit bashing stuff and dabbled in that world with Halo's Forge program, this is super impressive to me, and I apologize for the clickbait, all right? It is a cool story. This is a passionate developer who made this in his spare time, and like, look at the footage, man. This looks incredible.
Is he using like a move controller or aiming the controller to get this cursor?
Genuinely?
Yeah, he's moving the
probably.
controller. Yeah, it's using gyro.
How cool is that?
I never liked Banjo, so.
I mean, but if you actually like watch the trailer, and I've embedded it in the article, they put in, like, they show off a load of cool platforming mechanics that you sit there and you think,
faked.
oh my God, they really think of what they could do if they were actually making a Banjo game. And more to that point, the CEO of Moon Studios, Thomas Mahler, who's been on the show before, he popped up on Twitter to share his support for his colleagues' work. And he said, come on, Microsoft, like, should we start up a third team within Moon to work on a Banjo-Kazooie game? And I'm like, at this point, you can see the developers at that team. This is like the billionth time that Thomas Mahler has spoken about doing Banjo. They clearly want to make it. Like, just give them the IP, let them make it, contract them for a small game. Go get it done. Yeah, it might not be a 5 million seller.
Mahler, not Salah, Abdul.
Yeah, Thomas Mahler, not Salah. Thomas Salah is the lovely gentleman that built the Falconeer and Bulwark.
And rebuilt, and rebuilt, and rebuilt.
And rebuilt. But I know that a new Banjo-Kazooie is probably not going to be like a 5-10 million seller, right? But
5 or 10 even. Maybe 20.
Again, optics. It is a message to those fans out there that it can exist and there's a place for it, and that, you know, as long as the math makes sense, like, it will sell some, especially if it's a good game. Like, Astrobot proved that the passion for 3D platformers is there. Again, didn't sell a huge amount, but the optics of everyone talking about it, that's worth it, Microsoft, for goodness sake. But I think the developer deserves a massive round of applause. It's such an imaginative thing to see, built entirely within Dreams.
Dreams really needed to be on PC. Is a
really
cool
did
thing.
Need to be on PC.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, super cool. Sorry to actual Banjo fans that wanted an actual Banjo game.
All four of you. Sorry,
but I'm not sorry to Terran. Terran. That's what I say to you, Terran. Anyway. Next up in news, Hideo Kojima has taken over GDC 2026 to pad his own ego. Is that what I'm meant to be reading here?
And make sure you do not say the Game Developer Conference. It is no longer that. It is only GDC. I did get an email saying, hey, by the way, so let you know, they rebranded. It's only GDC, which now doesn't actually stand for anything. So GDC 2026 will have Hideo Kojima as the keynote speaker, as he does he reminisces about himself and his time in the industry.
Yeah. Tells a story about building up a studio and stuff like that. They haven't had a keynote speaker at a GDC for something like 4 or 5 years, I think, from memory.
They're calling this he's the first one at GDC, not Game Developer Conference.
Yeah. But Cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to GDC this year. I want to because I really liked San Francisco. Like, I thought it was a cool city. And I appreciate there might be people out there that'd be like, no, it's not. LA's not. Compared to LA, San Fran was a dream.
I went to the very bottom of San Fran into Redwood City for EA or whatever it was. Was that San Fran? Yeah, I think that was. That was cool.
I can't remember. Yeah.
When I went to see Dragon Age, which everyone wants to hate, but I still love it.
Hated you for liking it as well. Anyways, next up in news. As we know, there's been plenty of layoffs throughout the video game industry, and EIDOS Montreal are no developer that's gone without those. And in a new exclusive from Insider Gaming, written by Mike Straw, EIDOS Montreal are letting go of more staff with more layoffs planned. I'll put a link in the chat, but there's a little bit of extra info
The
here.
more planned is why people started trying to turn this on Microsoft, and it's like, without Xbox giving them all this contract work, I do not know where EIDOS would be right now, because pretty much the only things they're working on after all the cancellations you'll talk about are Grounded 2 and Fable.
There was a number of employees that let go. A dozen or so more people are looking for work. Bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Insider Gaming said they tried to reach out to both EIDOS Montreal and its parent company Embracer for comment, but no responses were received. But in a follow-up exclusive, they learned that EIDOS Montreal was indeed working on a Legacy of Kain reboot. Now, remember, was it last year or earlier this year we saw stickers on the back of laptops, and Nick heard a thing about Legacy of Kain? Like, what happened there? I can't fully.
Well, it ended up being a lot of it was the remaster, which I don't think held up very well. But it is funny because I saw Mike in the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit replying about some of the job loss stuff, and in that Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit post was a guy hinting at a certain vampire game being canceled. So I think then Mike looked into it and was able to confirm that, yep. They had a Deus Ex thing that was canceled. They had a Legacy of Kain thing that was canceled. They are being shifted to a support studio, essentially, by Embracer. And I do think the reality is right now that if you're in California or if you're in Montreal or any of those areas where people actually get paid what they're worth, kind of, companies are looking to move to Spain and Poland and China and Japan and places where, like From Software. I remember there was a story, Capcom or Sega is giving everyone a raise, and it's like they're going from 18,000 US to 21,000 US. Like, it's horrible. It's actually horrible to work over there compared to here, but that's just what it is, and you can get the same work, quote unquote, for a fifth of the price or less. Yeah. And so that companies are just going to keep moving to that.
Because it financially makes
especially
sense.
with like Poland.
Yeah, Poland. The police.
Yeah.
The Poland.
But with Polish devs getting things out in 3-4 years at a really high quality, and the cost of living is a lot lower than areas like over here, and you can pay them a lot less. And companies love that.
Yep. Oh, rubbish. It's all rubbish out there, people. But hey, tell you what's not rubbish. Kenny Sun's Ball Pit, which Devolver Digital announced earlier this week, has hit over 1 million players. And
you got that wrong again. It sold 1 million copies, and you wrote 1 million players. Sold 1 million, more than 1 million players. Sold is a better metric. They're happy.
Okay.
Yep. I got a message.
But they're the same?
Nope. They sold 1 million copies. The player metric, it's on Game Pass.
Well, beg your pardon.
Yep.
Actually, I mean, I might have said that, but in the article I said hit 1 million players. So I didn't share the word sold or played.
Sold 1 million copies. They were very proud of selling 1 million
copies. But hang on a
copies.
second. How did it sell 1 million copies if it's on Game Pass? What?
Shit.
That
must be
doesn't
lying.
go with the current industry narrative, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Anyway, they've sent Kenny San straight back to the ball pit to make 3 new DLC packs, which are planned for beginning early next year. New balls, new evolutions, new buildings, new characters, and more. And they're broken up into 3 plans. We've got January will be the Regal update. April will see us slink into the darkness for the Shadow update, followed by the Naturalist update in July. So that's a lot of stuff to pump out into the game in 6 months. But cool for them and cool for Kenny Sun. Like, what a lovely success story that game is.
Yep. It's a real good
Delighted.
one. I got 70 plus really good hours out of it. I wouldn't mind having a little more.
Next up, Xbox took to Xbox Wire earlier this week to proudly declare that, again, against industry norms, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was 2025's biggest new third-party launch on Game Pass. Currently the most nominated game ever in the Game Awards, with 12, I think.
Yeah, because they had 3 in acting.
And yeah, they are delighted with that and want to make a big deal about it. In a blog post on Xbox Wire, the Xbox team shared that Sandfall Interactive's phenomenal debut RPG is one of the most buzzed about releases of the year, so it surprised no one that we announce the Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is the biggest new third-party game launch on Xbox Game Pass of 2025. And that's based on the number of unique users in the first 30 days of its availability, which means a huge number of Xbox players joined Mael, Gustav, and Esquia and the gang on their journey right from the beginning.
Verso. You can just say Verso. Yeah. He's a big part of it. Damn it.
And the creative director at Sandfall Interactive shared how grateful he is to the fans out there for the outpouring of support and love for the game, saying that this year has been so far beyond what any of us could have imagined, and it's down to how passionate and supportive our fans have been to make that reality. It's really nerve-wracking to be a new studio releasing our first game, but the support of everyone has made everything feel like a dream. Isn't that lovely? What a lovely story. I did kind of ruminate a little bit on this. Yes, they pulled in 12 nominations, the most ever for a single title in the show's existence. But it's also arrived in a stellar year for the subscription service, despite the price increase that now everyone on the pundit side says, it's not worth it anymore. You have, if you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, enjoyed things like Avowed, Doom the Dark Ages, South of Midnight, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Black Ops 7, Blueprints, Ball Pit, Grounded 2, Oblivion Remastered, Towerborn, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, The Outer Worlds 2. Hell, you could probably list off another 10 games that I've forgotten about right now. Keeper.
Monster Train 2. The thing is, when it comes to people in the industry, especially like when I was watching the Easy Allies thing for the partner preview, and it's like there's 7 things in Game Pass Ultimate, and Isla immediately goes, not worth it, not worth the cost. And it's like, it might be worth the cost for some people if they're not, especially since you can still get it pretty goddamn easy for $20 a month if you just buy codes online. Like for some people, it absolutely is if you are the type of person who jumps around to a bunch of different games. You might not be that, but even then, like, if you just even have premium, premium has a ton of shit and is getting Indiana Jones and a bunch of other stuff. Like, it's always weird the way people treat the Xbox platform that don't use it and don't want to accept why someone might choose to use it over other ones, where it's like, it is the it just works thing, because it does. The save files are free on the cloud. They upload and download real quick now and let you know all about it. The getting different versions for different generations just works with smart delivery and whatnot. Like the platform is the easiest and best to use overall for me. That is why I mainly game on it, whether it is console or the Xbox PC store. And games like Expedition 33 being in the service day one for people is an enormous benefit when you don't get review codes. Like, I don't know. It's always really hard to talk about Xbox around the industry lately because people that don't use it refuse to understand why others do.
Yeah. Also, I do feel like Game Pass is a big threat to people that review games because I don't care what you have to say. Like, I might watch it and be like, cool, you have that to say. And if I vibe with you, or I like your channel, or I like your content. But for the average person that might be just searching for that stuff, they don't have to anymore. They can just press download and try it and find out for their, their own opinion straight away. There's no barrier outside of, are you subscribed or not? And that is a big threat to this industry in a different way. I still think that there's room for the celebration of games and the love for them, for outlets like ours, where the focus shouldn't be on the drama, but the focus should be on the fun and the community aspects of building games. And I think that's what we lean into. But I also understand that. Like, I understand that that could be seen as a bit of a threat, because why do I need your opinion, Mr. Reviewer, Mr. Video Game Journalist? I can press download and find out in an hour on my own, with my own thoughts and my own input, whether I enjoy this or not. And I don't need you anymore. And that is a big threat for that group of folks too, including us in some ways.
Yep.
But hey,
breaking terrible
try
news.
via the cloud. Good point.
Wreckreation studio Three Fields Entertainment has put the entire studio on redundancy notice.
So I didn't do very well for the team then.
Type in this. According to GamesIndustry.biz, the studio has resorted to self-funding for most of the year, including putting up money to support post-launch content. So it's pretty much, it sounds like at first glance,
Do or die now.
there's just no funding out there. Nobody is willing to pay for anything right now. And I do think that's one thing that also gets lost a lot in coverage, is how much of the industry Xbox third party is publishing and Game Pass deals is propping things up. Like, they crowed about being able to put $1 billion into Game Pass deals and stuff because no one's putting in money like that right now. No one else. It's not even close. And everyone's like, oh, Xbox needs to go or it needs to die because I hate the parent company. But it's like, they got 20,000 employees and they are propping up dozens of studios. Like, literally dozens of studios are only able to stick around because they're helping fund them. And if they go away, the industry gets way worse. So here's hoping once the AI bubble explodes, it really doesn't rock the Xbox division. Who knows? Not me.
Lovely. Yeah, I agree. Last couple of news stories now. Avowed. They did post a pretty decently flourished out developer roadmap for the game. Small note now, the update that was scheduled for the fall, i.e. now, has been delayed until February of next year. What's going on, Jesse? Why are they delaying that? Is there any reason?
Wasn't ready.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people surmising.
Surmising that maybe a year in they do a PS5 port at the same time.
Possible.
I'm curious when for Avowed and for like South of Midnight when they come over, because no one seems to have remembered that a couple days ago, Flight Sim 2024 went over to PS5. The very little, almost no fanfare because it's a sim game, and they just were really posting a lot in like sim-focused areas, which are not places we normally go. So I am curious. I think Avowed's a fantastic game where it's a good story with good writing, but excellent gameplay. Whereas The Outer Worlds 2 ended up being excellent at like everything for me.
Haven't played The Outer Worlds 2 yet. I've done like half an hour of the intro. It's my Christmas game. I've made a promise to myself. I'm just finishing Ninja Gaiden 4 because I want to have everything ready for our Game of the Year kind of write-ups and stuff. And then I will tackle The Outer Worlds 2. I swear.
Do we want to tell people what our plan is for Game of the Year stuff? I don't think we're gonna. We're not gonna do videos. I think I could say that because nobody watches them. They get like 200-300 views, and they're a lot of work.
We might do one of
like a staff.
All of ours. Yeah, a staff one. But I have some more to share with the team on that because Kat and I did a little bit of brainstorming this morning. And we've got some ideas. So
it might be a newer type of approach to Game of the Year stuff than what we've done before.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. Like, the thing for me is I've had one of the best years in memory for video games this year. I have loved so many months and moments of this year in terms of what I've been able to play and enjoy and looks ahead at the future. And then I look at the list for next year and it's better than this year for me. All right, I'm not talking about what you might be looking forward to, just from a pure personal perspective. There are so many games that are an immediate day one. I want to plug my life into this and play the shit out of it. And I am extremely excited to get my hands on some of the things that are coming out next year. And I can't wait, because if this year was Xbox Era's best year ever, bar none, across the board, in views, in readership, in hours consumed, in YouTube, in everything, next year is going to be so, so good. And I'm just excited. Anyways, yeah, Avowed's full update's delayed February 2026, so you can look forward to more stuff then. And yeah, who knows if the rumours are true. Lots of people guessing there's a PS5 port.
Guessing.
But maybe it's a good idea. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Good for PlayStation players. Good for Obsidian. Means another game released by Obsidian every quarter. This it's great. Last couple of news stories now. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Season 1. The Battle Pass has been fully detailed. The full patch notes are released. There's a lot to talk about there. They've done some different sort of setups now on the Battle Pass in terms of how it's progressed and new things to consume there. There's an article that you can go read on xboxera.com for all of the details there, as well as all the patch notes. And there's a lot coming to Season 1 straight off the bat. And I think the Iron Giant is one of these things that's coming to the end game platform.
They have a name for it, but it's coming in. It is.
I know it's not the Iron Giant.
Yeah, it's their biggest season of content like ever.
Yeah.
And also, top downloaded game on PlayStation for November.
No, refuse to believe it. It's a lie. Activision paid for these metrics. Anyway, I'm looking forward to playing some more COD as well, because Season 1 looks really good. Our lovely stupid horse, aka Fairy Empire, aka Gyosei Baki, who is our resident COD expert, is going to be gearing up and jumping into Season 1 and might bring you his thoughts once he's tackled a fair bit of it, because he's thoroughly enjoying
It's that
Black
he
Ops
hates
7.
it, because that's all you're allowed to say anymore.
Nope, it's fine.
It is. It's still the craziest review period I've seen for a game, where it's an 80, 84 on both early on, and then over the every late review is negative and drags it down in the friggin'
And just focuses on campaign.
Yeah, mostly focuses on the campaign. It's like, yeah, the multiplayer's fine, whatever, but boy, that campaign. I'm like,
yeah, boy, that 4-hour part of this massive multiplayer-focused experience.
It's probably under 1% of total player playtime for each COD now.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad game, bad. It's a lie. Use your eyes, people. Oh, my blimey. It's another Obsidian story. Grounded 2 has had a Christmassy update for December. The full patch notes are out and available. You can read through the whole thing over on xboxera.com. But yeah, they've added a lot.
And bringing back stuff from Grounded 1's Christmassy times, I believe. So people are happy.
Yeah, there's a new... This does make me cringe a little bit. There's a new holiday tree, a holiday sign set, colourful lights spread throughout the park, so the actual world map, so you can see Christmas lights up everywhere. Firework launcher for New Year's only. Holiday lights decoration for base building. The ambient sounds of Christmas in the background. Main menu key art and main menu theme with sleigh bells added. And they've also added some coziness, so there's some comfy armchairs.
And they updated to a new Unreal Engine build, so you should have better performance just by default.
Ooh, lovely. Oh, man, it's great. Video games are great. Aren't they great?
Yep.
Aren't you happy?
Discussion around them horrible. So that part sucks. But most of my day now will be playing a thing for review, and then we'll be back at about 2:45 Eastern. To do a React co-stream for the PC Gaming Showcase Most Wanted. I don't know whether PC Gaming
presented
Most Wanted
by
Showcase.
Xbox Game Pass in partnership with PC.
We'll watch along. Brought to you by Future, owners of PC Gamer and Games Radar and Windows Central and a whole bunch of others. So big company. A lot of people are like, these little showcases need more support than Jeff. And I'm like, man, they got like $1 billion company behind them. They're not little. The websites might have a horrible budget and be little, but the company itself, very big.
And just in case, I'm going to throw some minor updates, minor news stories. First one up, Call of Duty Mobile celebrates its 6th anniversary with Season 11 launch and a Street Fighter crossover.
Yep. Nick's gonna, I told Nick, if he said if Chun-Li's in there, he's going to
another Chun-Li skin. Yeah. There's a new survival roguelike coming out from Digital Banditos. Froggy Hates Snow. A demo is out and available right now on Xbox. You can go and give it a look. It's a quirky looking game made by one developer, so perhaps worth a look. And this is the big one. Hold on to your butts. This is huge breaking news. Early access for Hello Kitty Skyland begins on December 22nd, just in time for Christmas. Whoa, why are you booing me?
I'm not.
It goes without saying.
The crowd.
Fallout 76 Burning Springs update is also live now for
And
Fallout
finally
76.
working.
The biggest update since the game, since 2020. Maybe not since the game came out, but since 2020.
I got the first season 8 days before it went out, so I'm hoping to get Fallout Season 2 and be able to review it again. We'll see.
I heard that there was a premiere event somewhere in the UK. And I was like, damn it, I wouldn't mind going to that. But hey, I'm only just catching up on a lot of stuff I've missed in the last 3-4 months of movies and TV.
And they wouldn't let you vape in there.
True, I dislike being trapped in rooms. Other than that, though, that's everything for video game news this week. We hope that you've enjoyed this succinct hour of hopefully reasonable discussion about all of this stuff that goes on in this crazy, crazy industry. We will be back, as Jesse said, later on this evening for the watch-along of the future PC gaming show, Most Wanted Doohickey. But we'll also be back for episode 291 of the Xbox Era podcast, live this Saturday night. At 10:30 UK time, 5:30 Eastern, and whatever that is in Pacific time, I don't know.
2:30.
A couple of hours after that. Until then, though, there's a ton of really good video games. Go play one. We'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Feelings you see are so hard to believe. All the chaos I have in my heart. Devils I make and the love can't relate. All the solace inside tears me up. Take me away, set me on fire. There's no other way. Give me a reason, 'cause I got nothing to gain. So what are we doing now? Feeling complacent, I cannot be contained. I'm so lost and lonely now. Weaving deceits is so easy for me, 'cause the loathing I've had from the start. Evil disease, all the hatred it breeds, as I'm down on my knees, torn apart. Take me away, set me on fire. There's no other way. See COD live.
Get tickets as low as $130. You might also like Paranoid and Aroused, Korn, Down Bad, Taylor Swift, The Alchemy, Taylor Swift.
Give me a reason, 'cause I got nothing